So, what did you do in your 20s?
Had kids.
Okay.
Yeah, raised a family.
Okay.
So found myself a single father, full-time single father. I just had to put off school. Originally I was working for Frito-Lay. I was a salesman for them. I was like doing a sales rep. I was like slanging chips. And then I hurt myself, and because I got injured, they had to train me. I took a graphic design class because it was on the list, and it was like Adobe Photoshop in a book. And there was a dude sitting in the class that like might help you out if you get stuck. So yeah, so I'm just like, one day my wife was like, you're not too old, and I'm like, I don't know, we'll see, you know? So I took a chance, it worked out.
I'm Chris, by the way.
I'm Evan.
Nice to meet you, I love the haircut.
This is a True Romance box set that I created. I always like to kind of show how I work in my portfolio. Whoever's looking at it can kind of get an idea like how I think. This project was IKEA badges showing like corporate responsibility. We have our labor badge, our forestry badge, and our environment badge. This project, I completely designed my entire wedding, and the pressure was on because my wife was, you know, kind of a harsh critic. We created this, they were table number cards so people knew where they were sitting, and on the back it had a thing that said like, what is the key to a happy marriage?
Oh, so people give you advice.
Yeah.
Give me some marriage advice. I've been married 20 years.
Listen with the goal of hearing instead of replying.
If you don't mind, can I ask you how old you are?
I'm 43.
Awesome. You have a very calm demeanor. You have life experiences, and you have a story, and you have things that you know how to do, as opposed to, say, a 20-year-old kid. And that experience is reflected in the work that you do, the thoughtfulness and your ability to go in and dig deep into the project, to do research and pull things out. Whereas somebody who's younger, and maybe even like when I was in school, I was just like rushing to get stuff done.
Right.
So let's dive into the first one.
Okay.
Great movie choice. Love this. This is one of those classics. And I liked all the little thinking and the research, the level of detail and the amount of work you put in. It's totally apparent. You must have done really well in this class.
I did.
When you're in class, you don't realize, but that's a job interview in a lot of cases.
It definitely is.
Young people don't realize that. They come to class late, they do half the work, not double the work. And then later on when they get out of school, they're like, oh, I have to get a job. And so they call those professors, and the professors do remember who killed it, who was slacking off, and they don't want to recommend you if you're not going to be dependable. Okay.
Very true.
I like the creativity. I like the illustrations. Probably the pie is my favorite of the 3 discs. The way that this is photographed maybe would have just taken you to the next level. Where did you shoot this at?
In my backyard.
Okay, like I think if you tied in one more theme from the film, it could just be like low-pow red carpet from the theater or something. Or the linoleum flooring from the diner that they're in. Right. Something like that. It's just like nothing is overlooked. It's just on point, clever, and taking an idea and then expanding it. It's like there's no shortage of ideas. I bet you if you had to do 10 more things, a poster, whatever else they do, you would have been able to do it. Here's where, you know, the old dog in me is like, I'm suspicious now. I wonder if you can do it again. And of course, you hit it out of the park again. And I like that this is a totally, completely different genre of design and style. You're showing depth in each style that you choose to do. And the comps really sell the design. I love all these things. These two are really strong. This one is probably, for me, your weakest one, and I'll tell you why. Okay. These two things seem to fight each other. Where I see the smokestack and the factory, and I think, isn't that the thing that's destroying the environment? Gotcha. And I think of labor, I think of teamwork or constructing something together. Right. So maybe that's a little tweak here. That's all I got, but otherwise, excellent. Did you do anything, image manipulation to this photograph?
This particular image was exactly as is. I knew that I wanted to put it on a forklift or some type of tractor. So I really started looking at tractor companies. Because obviously they're trying to sell tractors. Right. They're going to have some really beautiful images of their product.
That tells me that you know how to go and find the right images. You have to dig. And the images, when they're carefully picked, look totally custom and tailored for what it is that you're doing. And then the last one, your wedding invitation. I get a sense of who you are now. You appreciate lots of different styles. Was it something that you've always wanted to do and you had in your back pocket, or?
This had a lot to do with the venue where we were getting married as well. We really love modern. Like, we really love clean lines and like minimal. But for this, I had to do something that was appropriate for the actual event.
You're doing a great service to everybody that's going to be watching this video, and that you have your own preferences, but you put your preferences aside and you kind of listen to what the venue was telling you. Mm-hmm. You're looking at the space, or sometimes we say like you're listening to the script or the brief,
right,
and you're letting that speak and dictate what it needs to be. So here's the big question. You've been out of school. Is this the way you envisioned it? Are things going according to plan?
I always wanted to get a job at like a studio or a firm. I had this group of people in my classes, and we all really pushed each other. When we put our comps up on the board, like we wanted to be the best.
That's the best.
And then we'd come back in and we'd be like, oh man, he like knocked it out of the park.
Right.
Now I need to go back home and I need to step it up. But when I'm doing freelance stuff and I'm at home, I don't get to feed off the energy of other creatives around me, which I'm missing right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There's some people that I think that could use you, and maybe we can use you for things too. So this has been great. Thanks
Absolutely.
so much.
No, thank you.
Real pleasure.
I appreciate it.
You have a card? Man, nobody's bringing me cards. I don't understand.
You know what?
I don't either. Usually.
I have shirts though.
So, does it have a URL or something that I can?
It has my website on it.
Let's do that. Let's get that.
What size? What size do you want?
I'm not small, so
you can like wash your car with it. You don't have to
wash your buddy.
What size?
With that bad boy tuck, I'ma get it how I'm living.